Sis, it's about that time of year. I know we've all been through it. Oily skin. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys a long-lasting, sweat-proof, transfer-proof, oil-proof makeup tutorial. So let's get into it. So of course, I'm starting off with bare skin. Today's video is sponsored by BK Beauty Essentials Face Kit. So I'm going to be using all these brushes to show you how to achieve a long-lasting makeup look. So let's get into it. Like I said, bare skin, we're starting from scratch. And like anything, we want to always make sure our skin is hydrated. So no matter what skin type you are, you want to make sure you're hydrating your skin. In today's video, I'm using my Murad Nutrient Charged Water Gel Moisturizer. You guys have seen this in a few of my videos. I really love this because one, it is in a gel form. So if you're someone who has oily skin or even combination skin like myself, this is a really good moisturizer to use. It is oil-free, and that is one of my biggest tips, is to avoid using anything with oils. This is going to prevent you from just getting oily throughout the day, but you also want to make sure you're hydrated. So grab any type of moisturizer that is oil-free for this step. All right, so next is using a mattifying primer. So a really good one, you guys know that I love this to a T, is the imanileemariee Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is in the universal shade. So I like to focus this mainly in my T-zones because these are the areas that target me the most. Like, I can never get away from this, so I like to use this specifically in those areas, and I'm just using the spatula that comes with it and applying it in all of those areas. And when I tell you guys, this product is literally magic in a pot. All you need to do is focus it in your specific areas where you get really oily, and it's going to instantly mattify. You're even going to see it mattify before your eyes. So I like to just focus it in those areas. Right above my brows is like actually an area that I suffer with a lot of oils actually recently that I've discovered. So I did focus it in that area as well. All right, so for foundation, you definitely want to choose a long wear foundation. So today I'm using my Revlon Color Stay Long Wear Foundation, and this one is specifically in the combination oily formula. I'm also pairing it with my BK Beauty foundation brush. And this is a nice, flawless brush, guys. The way it felt, my goodness. So I'm just going to apply my foundation on my face in dots. I like to do this just to control how much of that foundation I'm putting on. And then I'm just going to blend it out with that brush. Like I said, this foundation is in the oily combination formula. So if you are someone who is of that skin type, you would want to pick up that formula. So I'm just showing you guys here the difference between both sides. Definitely a perfect match. But yeah, you definitely want to focus on a long wear foundation. Anything that claims long wear, waterproof, transfer proof, these are the types of foundations you want to pick up if you are aiming for a long lasting makeup look for the summer. So you guys can see here, I'm just blending that out. And this brush made it really easy to blend out. I love how big the brush is as well. So I was able to get quite a bit of that product blended out right away. Now with the remainder on the brush, we're just going to cover my nose area. Your nose area is not an area that needs a lot of foundation on it. Less is more in this area. All right, so I'm going to move on to my cream blush. Today I'm using my e.l.f. liquid blush in the shade Gorge Orange. And you guys know I like to put it on the back of my hand. And I'm taking my e.l.f. liquid blush brush to apply this. Now, this is not really a main step in the prevention of oils or anything, but one thing to do is just get all your liquids out of the way. So you guys could see that I'm layering on all my liquids. All right, so now you want to get a long wear concealer. So today I'm using my Revlon Flex Wear Concealer. This is in the shade Nutmeg, and this is a 24-hour long-lasting concealer. So just like your foundation, you want to grab a concealer that claims long wear, waterproof, transfer proof. So you always want to just keep an eye out on those specific terms when it comes to just long-lasting, transfer proof makeup. So you guys can see I'm just applying this underneath my eyes and really blending it out. You guys saw that I used my blush first. This just helps to really blend the concealer and the blush together so that it's not looking too harsh. If you're someone who's a little scared of using liquid blush, this is a good way to just ease into it. So I just applied it to my under eyes, and then we're going to continue with the forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin. I'm actually going to just let you guys watch for a sec. So I really wanted to just show you guys how that looks, the blending process and all of that, how much product I'm using. Although this is full coverage, I'm not using a lot of that product. So just like the rest of my face, we're gonna sharpen the eyebrows as well and conceal the eyelids. And I just took a small flat brush just to shape out my brows, and then blended it out with my e.l.f. concealer brush. All right, so now we can move on to setting powder. Now this is important. We always want to set. So today I'm using my Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder in the shade Blondie. And I'm just using a powder puff or velour puff to apply my powder. We're gonna take off the excess powder. And before going in with that powder, you want to just blend out your creases. And then after that, you can go in with setting. This is just to ensure you're not setting any creases. You never wanna set your crease. So always blend first and then powder next. So I'm just applying that powder in all of the areas that I highlighted. I used my concealer with. So that was underneath the eyes, my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin. Now with the remainder of that powder, I didn't actually put anything on it, but we're gonna just go over the rest of my face with whatever's on that, and this is just going to seamlessly blend everything together and kind of make everything uniform. I really love doing that. And you also don't want to forget doing underneath your brows and your eyelids, so you want to set everything. All right, so this is the star of the show, which is your long wear powder foundation. So I'm going in with my Maybelline Superstay Powder Foundation, and this is a long wear powder foundation. I'm going to pair it with my BK Beauty large powder brush, and I love that this is large because it's not going to cake on this powder. The larger the brush, the more softer it's going to apply onto your skin. So I love that I'm still using a full coverage powder, but I'm not layering it on where it would be so cakey on my face. So this I'm just applying all over my face, and you can see that it's really just bringing everything together. I'm going over everything underneath my eyes, everywhere. So this is what's going to give that long lasting effect to your makeup. So I'm going in with my BK Beauty bronzer brush and the Fenty Sunstalker bronzer in Mocha Mami, and we're just going to bronze up the skin with this brush. Again, this is a really nice, flawless, fluffy brush. It is angled so that, you know, I can get the areas where we're supposed to bronze, and here you guys are just seeing the difference between what a bronze look is. I do have a tutorial on bronzers versus contour, so if you haven't checked that out, or if you're new to my channel, I'll leave that in the cards above for you to check out. So I'm taking a little angled brush. You guys have seen this. This is what I use to just do my nose bronzer or my nose contour. All right, so now I'm using my BK Beauty 104 tapered powder brush, and I'm going in with my NYX Buttermelt blush in the shade Had Butter, and we're using a tapered brush. Tapered means it's pointed towards the tip. These types of brushes are good for blush because it is centered. It's tapered to the point where you can direct it in the area that you want it. So with a blush, you never want to go in with a fluffy brush like what you use for your foundation. You want to go in for something tapered that will really focus on your cheekbones. And as you can see, I'm loving that blush. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup. This is what it came out as. So the last and final step, guys, is your setting spray. And with setting spray, you want a waterproof, mattifying, long wear setting spray. The one size does it all. A dupe, though, is the L'Oreal 3-second spray. So these are really two good options. I am going to go in with my one size mattifying waterproof setting spray and just spray this all over my face. When I tell you guys, your makeup will not budge. Let's do a test. So as you can see, there is nothing there. This is what we want. My skin felt so smooth. This is a long wear, waterproof, transfer proof makeup tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.